representing the wishes of others. The issues we address tonight are many, and the solutions may not always be easy. Dear God, help us as we serve Terrebonne Parish School System as elected officials, and be with us tonight and forevermore. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Lagarde. Mr. Ford, we're going to continue? Okay, good. Thank you, sir. All right. I have to call to order the BFT. Present tonight is myself as chair. Also member is Mr. Lagarde. Also in attendance is Mr. Crowdis, Mr. Ford, Ms. Benoit, and Dr. Cloche. Also Superintendent Ogeron and members of his staff. Number 2, consideration of approval for the use of H.L. Bourgeois High School auditorium. The committee recommends that the board approve the request of SOLA Center for the Arts to waive policy file E 1.6 use of facilities relative to the usage fee for H.L. Bourgeois High School's auditorium effective March 30, 2025 through April 6, 2025 for a play, provided all necessary insurance requirements are met, and further authorize the board president to sign all necessary documents pertaining thereto. So move Mr. Lagarde, second myself. Oh, you got to move it. Second myself. Public comments.
Hi.
We have Sarah Lyons.
Lyons.
Hi, how are you?
President of SOLA. I'm good. And
Good,
this is
good.
Jennifer Berg. She's the vice president. Hello.
Nice to meet you guys. So what exactly we're doing?
Well, we will be putting on a play for kids. Sorry, let me find my ages. 13 to 17. Legally Blonde Junior is what we're going to be doing.
Okay, good.
So right now we have no place to have with a theater for the kids.
Okay.
So we're looking for an actual stage for the kids to use.
Are we doing, Mr. Ogeron, are we having kids bus there, or that's just going to be something?
No, the parents will take them.
Okay. Is that,
It'll be a weekend where we do the shows, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And during the week is when we do our practices.
Okay, and the question that you answered that we asked was,
I forgot to go to you.
are public school kids in your?
Yes. Right now, we have at least about half of our students are public school kids.
excellent, excellent. Mr. Lagarde, anything?
You said you need a stage to practice?
We do. So they do Tech Week, where they do lights and sounds, mic, dress rehearsals, and that's what they practice during the week.
And so you're saying by using this, that's where y'all gonna practice at?
Just for that week. Right now, we have our own practice facility. They practice on Wednesdays. But once they put on the production, it'd be good to have the stage for them to practice.
Very good, very good. Any other board members? Yes, Dr. Cloche?
How many students do you have involved in this project?
We will be having around 35.
Nice.
Yes.
Very good.
We have it set up to where, in the fall, we're doing the actual kids production right now, which is ages 8 to 12. And in the spring, we're gonna be doing our teen production, and that's what we're proposing here. So the teens will be from 13 to 17. So we don't do registration until one show is finished. So we'll be doing registration. So it's about 30 to 35, depending on how many sign up.
Right, we don't have anybody registered just yet. We haven't opened registration for this show.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's a great project, and getting the
Yes.
kids involved is wonderful.
Yes, they dance, they sing, they get in front of people and speak, this is not normally my thing, it's for the kids. But here I am speaking on behalf of the kids, and it would be really nice to be able to use a stage and have them have that full theater experience.
Currently, we kind of go from place to place. We usually have to rent a stage. We usually have to rent chairs and things like that, depending on, we've used the Y in the past, we've used the municipal in the past. But because it's kind of semester to semester, we're very limited on venues because we can't plan a year ahead. So, but the kids, we were lucky enough to be able to use Terrebonne High School for our summer production. So they were able to see the stage. They had a backstage.
Yes,
So we're
it was
trying
very
to
nice.
to get them into that a little bit.
Right. We're also
All that
wanting
good stuff.
to learn, to get the kids to learn how to do light and sound as well. And not just the front of the stage, but the back of the stage. And so with using the Y, we don't have that. HL, y'all have lights and sounds and mics and all of that equipment, that would be great for the kids to be able to use that as well.
Very good. Mr. Crowdis.
What's the name of the play again? And can you kind of just give us an idea of the plot, the theme, the
Legally
meme, whatever?
Blonde Junior is what our director picked and what the board voted on.
Liquid Blonde?
Legally Blonde.
Oh, Legally Blonde.
Have you ever seen the Reese Witherspoon movie?
Yes, I
It's
have.
based on that, but a kid version.
A kid version.
Yes.
Okay. Very good. All right. Thank you.
Ms. Benoit?
That was actually my question. I have seen Legally Blonde. So is it going to have anything to do with the lawyer, the attorney going to school?
Yes.
That it is?
Yes, ma'am.
Same?
Yes.
Okay,
But geared towards 13 to
Yes.
17.
okay, okay.
Yes.
Sounds cute. Thanks.
Mr. Ford? Excuse me.
So we've had other people come before us and ask to use auditoriums, and I'm just pleased that you guys are doing this with children, with the same demographic that we serve and we're here for. So I would just say, in the future, come to us first.
Okay.
I think this is going to be a good thing for you guys and for the school and for the community. So consider us first before trying to go elsewhere.
Absolutely. That was
And-
the next thing on my list to let y'all know. We do it twice a year. And
Yes.
One's in the spring and one's in the fall.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Ogeron?
Okay, so if y'all looking back, here's Mr. Stransich back there. Curtis, wave. In the recommendation, you see it says all necessary insurance requirements. That's where you'll go
Okay.
through that. Second thing is, we have a lot of new equipment, so very important that you work with the school on helping utilize
Yes.
the new soundboard and.
Mr.
lighting
Miller
and all
actually
that
reached
stuff.
out to me today about that.
Who's that?
Mr. Miller with HO?
All right, all right. So just make sure they're showing you how to do everything.
Absolutely.
Somebody wouldn't necessarily know. Okay.
Good. Thank you very much, ladies.
All right.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
y'all.
Appreciate it.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion passes. Number 3, consideration of approval for renewal for third-party air quality monitoring service. Ms. Dugas. The committee recommends that the board approve and accept the renewal for third-party air quality monitoring services from, Intertech PSI 724 Central Avenue, Jefferson, Louisiana 70121, for a 1-year period beginning October 4th, 2024 through October 3rd, 2025, and further authorize the board president to sign all necessary documents pertaining thereto. So move, Mr. Lagarde, second myself. Ms. Dugas?
Does anyone have any questions?
I don't think so. You have any questions, Mr. Lagarde? Any other board members? No? Thank you very much. Any objection? Hearing none, motion passes. Number 4, consideration of approval to declare as surplus several maintenance vehicles. Mr. Poisson. The committee recommends that the board declare as surplus several maintenance vehicles that are unable to be repaired, authorize the purchasing department to engage a qualified auctioneer for the sale and said vehicles at a public auction, or to dispose of them by any other legally allowable method, and further authorize the board president to sign all necessary documents pertaining thereto. So move, Mr. Lagarde, second myself. Mr. Poisson.
They're 24 to 28 years old. They served their time.
Is that what this list is?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah.
Put them out
So-
in millions.
Yeah, board members, we have, that's how many we have? Yeah, wow, yeah, okay. Okay, any other board members? I actually already did. Mr. Crowdis?
Are we going to be replacing these, or have you already replaced them?
We're replacing as we can. I mean, these, a few of those have been in graveyard a little while, and we're just cleaning out, getting rid of stuff, but we are replacing some as we can.
Any other board members? Any objection? Hearing none, motion passes. Yep. Number 5, consideration of approval for possible purchase of property located adjacent to Acadian Elementary School. That'll be Mr. Ogeron. The committee recommends that the board authorize the superintendent and staff to enter into negotiations for the possible purchase of a tract of land adjacent to Acadian Elementary School. So move, Mr. Lagarde, second myself. Public comments? Mr. Ogeron.
Okay, this is the map of the property. It's a substantial size property. It's 12 acres, 12 and a half acres. It flanks the rear of Acadian. We saw the sign recently. Becky reached out, and they're willing to negotiate the list price. We feel it gives us just control over our perimeter, and we could do a lot of things with it. It is out of a flood zone. One of the issues we're having at Acadian is a long parent drop-off line going all the way to South Van. We could remedy a lot of that with this property. So that's one of a few options we have for it. The main thing, it allows us to control who would come in and buy that property right next to the school. And we feel we can negotiate. I think they're willing to negotiate their list price. So that's the recommendation, yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Ogeron. Mr. Lagarde.
No question.
Mr. Dr. Clocher?
Do we know if this property is zoned currently? Is it single-family residential, or is it,
I don't know that offhand, but Becky can answer that question if that's okay.
okay, yeah, that's fine.
I think it's both. But
Dr. Kluche, it's currently zoned multifamily
Okay,
residential. And when I did speak to the real estate agent, he did mention that he had two entities who were interested in putting a multifamily residential, like an apartment building, on that property.
and right behind there, Ms. Becky, there seems to be a large commercial
Yes.
thing. Do you know what that is?
Well, on one side is Acadian Elementary, and on the other side, I think there's a rental place, Neff Rental, or somebody might be back there, and there's some other things that are on the road on the other side.
Okay.
It's Comcast, and it used to be Centric Pipe, but now that's someone else.
Somebody else,
using
yes.
that property.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering, so, we shouldn't have any problem in utilizing it for what we want with multifamily residential. It's much less restrictive than single-family residential. So, but again,
Yeah,
like
and-
you said, to control the area as opposed to having a complex back there with people coming and going, that sounds like a good idea to me.
Okay.
Good. Mr. Crowdis?
So with it being zoned multi-family, if we were to want to do anything with it as a school entity, would it have to be rezoned commercial? And if-
Possibly, but I don't think we would have a problem with that, being that there's commercial right on the other side.
That's what I wanted to know.
Good point. Mr. Ford?
Instead of waiting till the actual board meeting, I think this is a good investment for the district itself, especially knowing the cost of property these days. This is a steal. I'm looking at half an acre adjacent to my house for almost the same price. So I think this is something we should really,
Jump
to
on.
invest in the future,
Yeah.
definitely. So.
Okay, thanks.
The price was 125, I think,
Oh, 195
Oh.
for this price.
and we're gonna get it for 125. Let me get somebody to negotiate.
That's right.
All right. So, you're requesting, I don't know if we can do that now, to be recommendation, or we have to wait till the board meeting?
Y'all have
Can-
any more questions?
Not sure. I might need you. So you're saying, what are you saying,
Just
Mr.
allow us
Ford?
to talk to the realtor on
Yeah,
this.
let's
for-
move
and
forward
negotiate
with
a
it.
price. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna leave it at that. So, no objection?
No,
Okay, all right, so moved.
Thank you.
Number 6 is being pulled. Number 7, consideration of approval of change order for the secure entry vestibule project at Oak Lawn Middle School. Mr. Bruce. The committee recommends that the board approve and accept change order number 3 for the secure entry vestibule project at Oak Lawn Middle School in the amount of $1,610.82 to paint 5 doors, funds to be derived from the building fund, and further authorize the board president to sign all necessary documents pertaining thereto. So move, Mr. Lagarde. Second, myself. Mr. Bruce, how are you?
Doing just fine.
Good, good.
Self-explanatory, but if there are any questions, I'll answer them.
Yes, sir. Mr. Lagarde, anything?
Yeah, I went to Oakland on open house and it's looking real nice. I was surprised at the building. It's just
Looking good.
It's getting there.
Any other board members? Questions for Mr. Sherman? Oh, okay, thank you, sir. Oh, Mr. Ogeron?
I know you can speak later down the line in this agenda, but are the doors, have they arrived yet that we're waiting for the vestibule? Being this is a vestibule
I
item.
think they are arriving this week. Shipped out Wednesday. 3 doors have been flooded, so they got hit with this hurricane, so they're gonna send the 3 doors, they're gonna put them up temporarily, and they're gonna send us new doors because the 3 of them got flooded out by Hurricane Francine. So, of course, so anyway, so yeah, they're still waiting on some materials to come in, so.
Okay, very good. Anyone else? No? Any objection? Hearing none, motion passes. Number 8, consideration of approval of change order for the building repair project at South Terrebonne High School. Mr. Lerat. The committee recommends that the board approve and accept change order number 3 for building repair project in response to Hurricane Ida at South Terrebonne High School in the amount of $592,674.88 for interior repairs to portable buildings, rooms 106, 107, and 108, repair roof and wall panels, ceiling tile and grid, and vinyl gypsum board, replace kitchen cooking equipment, and replace underground kitchen drain lines required to meet code. Funds to be derived from FEMA reimbursement funds, $451,652.38, and local funds, $141,022.50. And further authorize the board president to sign all necessary documents pertaining thereto. So move, Mr. Lagarde, second myself. Public comments, Mr. Lerat.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Falza.
Yes, sir.
The first one we'll go over is the number 3 on that part. It's about the portables. That's some insulation. The biggest part is the insulation that was found when they did the last mold kind of thing on the big school. The insulation in there was found to contain mold in the walls, the roof, and underneath the subfloor. And they found a little bit rotten wood where the metal panels were attached to the ground right there. So that's part of that, along with the rubber base and painting of the 6 doors. That's part of the contract because it was just maintenance kind of thing, but they included that for the price you see there of the $750. That total came up to $57,046. Then the biggest thing was the kitchen equipment. Was not in our original contract. The school administration was supposed to handle that initially, but asked us to get 3 quotes, look into it. So we did that. We had it relayed out by Mr. Greg Futch with Futch Kitchen Design Work, and they came up with their plan for DHS layouts and things like that. Then when we started looking at the layout, we had to adjust some plumbing lines that wasn't attached to the existing grease trap. So part of that money, according to Mr. Adam with the FEMA, was underground. It wasn't damaged, but for code, we have to take care of it because those lines were not included or not attached to the existing grease trap. So, but all the equipment, we had 3 quotes on the equipment for the kitchen. They had 3 different suppliers, and Lafayette Restaurant Supply was the lowest one on that. So, the hood, the original contract had the hood included, and this is with all the cooking equipment, the cooler and the freezer and things of that sort. So,
All right, very good. Mr. Lagarde, do you have anything? Any other board members? Mr. Ford?
So, Mr. Merlin, if I recall and heard you correctly, $750 for painting the doors?
6 of them.
$650?
7
For 6 doors.
6 doors. 6 doors.
Oh, okay, that's for all 6.
Yeah,
Okay,
right. Yeah,
all right.
yeah. There's 2
You
doors
wanted
on
a
each
job,
set of
huh?
portables. Yeah, yeah.
I thought you were saying a piece. I
No,
mean,
no.
Yeah, okay.
6.
Okay. Any other board members? Anyone else? No? Well, thank you for your work.
Thank you,
Appreciate
sir.
it. Any objection? Hearing none, motion passes. Number 9, consideration of approval of change orders for Hurricane Ida recovery projects at Evergreen Junior High. Mr. Grant Wagasback. The committee or Duplantis Design Group, right?
Yes, obviously I'm not. Brian.
Okay,
It's his
exactly.
wedding anniversary tonight, so hopefully he's taking his wife out somewhere nice.
Oh,
But I'm
good.
Ashley Weber. I'm with Duplantis Design
Okay, let me
Group as
read the,
well.
the recommendation and we'll let you.
Yeah, would you like me
comment.
to go read through that?
No, I'm going to do it.
Okay.
The committee recommends that the board approve and accept the following change orders for Hurricane Ida recovery projects at Evergreen Junior High and authorize the board president to sign all necessary documents pertaining thereto. And you have your 2 bullet points there. So move Mr. Lagarde, second myself. Public comments, and that would be your turn now. Okay?
That's it. I don't have unless
Okay.
y'all have any questions.
Any questions, Mr. Lagarde? Any other board members? No, see, that was
Alright.
simple, huh?
So simple. Thank you. I appreciate
Thank you, ma'am. Any objection? Hearing none, motion passes. Number 10, Mr. Gary Beard, matter bearing upon update of Hurricane Ida response.
Good evening. So, as we know, we just went through Hurricane Francine. The facility held up very well. The new roof, minus the final cap, which is yet to be put on, held up beautifully. No water came in through the roofs, so that's a good step. The interior walls have been started to be demoed. That is progressing very nicely on the second floor. The abatement down underneath the covered soffit has started today. That is progressing nicely as well. They are maintaining and following all protocols to maintain a safe and adequate area. Now, for the rest of the facility, the mechanical sub has been working on installing the chilled water line back to the choir building, and they've also started running it back underneath the soffit area where they can access. So that is progressing. They've also been working on making sure all the drains are cleaned and cleared. They've been replacing all the old water stops. That way there won't be any leaks when they start and fire up all the water again. The Thompson has installed a temporary AC unit to the choir building. That way they can continue installing sheetrock and plywood on the walls when it comes time to start that. That way they don't lose any time while they're waiting for the chilled water lines to get finalized and the AC units in the building operational.
Is the roof repaired for the athletic building choir band area? That's been done, or?
The choir building roof is waiting on the final cap.
Okay.
The locker room is still being occupied by the football team, and we've coordinated with them, and it'll be done at a later date
Okay.
when they're
Right.
correct. That way we're not impacting them and moving them and putting them back in. And
Right. Did we have damage from the roof from the rain
Not that
for
not that I'm
Francine?
aware of.
No, not that you're aware of.
No, sir.
Okay. I know we had some other issues, but, okay. Mr. Lagarde, anything? Other board members? Mr. Ogeron?
Minus the final cap sheet. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So the whole roof has been done minus the final cap sheet. And like I say, I walked it Friday, didn't see any more moisture in there than what the demo crew's been spraying to keep the dust down.
Kind of interesting, the visqueen panels they
Yes.
put up, to kind of, none of that got messed up.
Damaged, yeah.
So they
Yeah.
did it.
They did a very good job of setting it up, yeah.
Maybe we should build buildings with that holds up. Yeah. So what did you say, minus the what on the roof? The cap, what?
The final cap sheet.
What is that? I don't know.
So the roofing system is done in layers.
Okay.
So it's
okay.
basically, it's a final sheet that puts the final protection for
Gotcha,
everything. It
gotcha.
protects for UV, things like that.
Okay, good. Didn't know that. Anyone? No? Mr. Ogeron, anything else? Yep. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Matter bearing upon update of local projects, ESSER, construction projects, any other architect or engineer? No, we don't have anybody else that you see? Oh, he's on the phone out there. We want to, let's go to Mr. Poisson in case he walks in. Matter bearing upon maintenance updates and locally funded projects, Mr. Poisson?
Hi, y'all again.
Good.
Just to give you a quick thing on the work orders, we had nearly 600 work orders come in last month. We got 274 of those that were completed. We're just working to keep going what we can get done. Any questions?
So going back to South Terrible and making sure, I know we had that phone call, when that rain started, I think it was actually the Friday, we had some rain. I believe it was the Friday, they had a game or something. And
Yeah.
yeah, Friday before the hurricane, yeah. And the quad flooded, and I think water went into the locker room, athletic classroom, all that area.
That's correct. With the construction and everything going on there, the drain in the middle of the quad plugged up with grass, mud, and everything. And some of the people that were there commandeered a tractor, pulled it up, and water started flowing.
Good. So it's flowing good now?
It's flowing good,
Okay,
yeah.
very
We
good.
had lines cleaned out, flushed out, just to be sure, but after they pulled that, it flushed. It was a good flushing.
Good, good. Okay, very good. Any other board members? Yes, sir. Dr. Clocher?
I mean, I know with the hurricane, obviously a lot of crazy stuff, but, you know, the power outages, some of the HVACs went down. We had a couple of windows and stuff we lost, but no significant structural damage to any of the projects that we've been working on that you're aware of.
No, it went very well. We were very, very lucky. We did have a few windows that blew out. Nothing major. I mean, we were lucky.
Thank goodness.
As hard as it blew a lot harder than I thought it was going to blow.
With you there.
But we're resilient.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Anyone else? All right. Mr. Plasso, anything else? You have anything?
We'll tag team the next one, the next item, 13, so we'll kind of share together, if that's okay.
Yes, that's fine. Yeah. So that would be the matter bearing upon Hurricane Francis update, which he just kind of said.
That was kind of it.
I guess we should have read it.
Yeah, no problem. Doctors are like that. Huh? Anything else to share with us?
Well, if it's okay, I'd like to
Yes,
just to
please.
start off, and we said it, that this was no Ida, but it was more than we expected,
Right.
you know? And Doc, the damages, and like Sammy said, several windows, and we had leaks that from horizontal rain and stuff like that, and maybe flashing kind of getting loosened a little bit. We had some seepage, but nothing major. And lots of branches like everybody else, lots of trees and debris all over. But our main concern was power. And but Entergy got the last one online about 6:30 last night, and that was Grand Kai Elementary. And everybody was in school and had a good day today.
Good.
From what I can hear. In retrospect, we reflect and we looked at communication. Things you're not prepared for. Like we utilize this GroupMe app regularly. It wasn't functioning. So we had to kind of, adjust, make some little minor adjustments. Some people weren't getting text messages. Some people weren't getting phone calls. So that's all part of the process. We understand that. But nonetheless, we communicated as best we could what was going on everywhere. As you all know, once the power was restored, we had to check air conditioning. And we had Southdown had issues. Houma Junior High, Schriever, Mulberry, Village East, Grand Caillou, Acadia, and Lisa Park all had air conditioning issues, which is why you can't open up immediately after you get power. You have to check all these things and rectify them. He did a tremendous job troubleshooting, getting our people. We have two really good chiller mechanics right now we didn't have before. Audie and Mr. Kelly, Sammy sent those guys out, and we had contract companies going, check schools and stuff like that. So we got everybody up and running, ready to kind of start today. We had fire alarms checked out. Monica and her staff did a great job with food, getting food to the schools, freezers cleared, and new food kind of stashed into the freezers and prepared for today. Sandra and staff, little things that they had to work on, and you could elaborate, Sandra, but they made adjustments to the 9-week schedule. You know, we had to kind of adjust where the end of the marking periods fell. So I don't think we have to get into it, Sandra, but we have that covered. And just to kind of reiterate, we had 5 days built in because we were working 370 minutes a day as opposed to 360. So we were adding 10 minutes a day, which banked us 5 days. We used 4, so we have 1 left if we need it in the winter or whatever might come our way later, without having to go into holidays or into the summer at all. So we feel really, really good about that we had the days and we used the days. Anything you want to add to that? I mean, that's just a quick synopsis.
Yeah, and I mean, that's basically the whole thing. The only thing I want to do, I just want to thank some people.
Well, that was my next thing too, but you go and I'll fill in the blanks. Or tell you what, let me start, because I want to start with you.
You're going to thank
okay?
all the people that I'm going to thank. I mean,
well, let me do it. How about that? So look, first of all, thank you, board, for your feedback and input throughout this event. Again, no Ida, but still, we had to kind of get some things taken care of. The staff, Sammy, and look, I can name everybody. Sammy, Becky, Allie, all the supervisors who were there working with schools when they returned and supporting principals. Thank you. Our principals stepped up, assessed their buildings quickly, gave the feedback we needed to kind of rectify the issues. The custodians, they kind of called out when they had stuff at home to take care of, no power. They were there cleaning up branches and mopping up water and everything else they did. Monica and her staff getting food yesterday, ready for today. That's a big job. Carlos, right? Carlos is out there. That food doesn't just get to the schools. I mean, he and the warehouse staff did a tremendous job moving all that stuff. It's more than their normal job. The architects, they were out there looking at their schools. Daniel, Merlin, Andy, doing drone footage and everything else y'all did and others. We thank y'all for that. That helps us tremendously. The sheriff, the parish president, reached out to me regularly, checking on us. They need to know too, what are we doing about school? Is everything okay with the buildings? All that stuff, regularly checking in. OEP, tremendous job. HTV, really tremendous job. The HPD chief as well. State superintendent, reaching out regularly. How are y'all, anything, let us know. His assistant superintendent, Trey Falls, reaching out. Joanne Matthews, reaching out, checking in on us. That's just a few. I can't name everybody, but off the top of my head, a lot of people. Sandy, April, secretaries, for everything they've done. I go down the line, but it was a pretty significant event, and everybody pitched in, did what they had to do. And again, he was in the field troubleshooting and really pointing the finger to get things done and checked on, and was our central person in that regard, disseminating all the information to the right places, getting things done. So,
under your direction.
all right, thanks. What else? Anybody else? Did I cover everybody? And I'm not going to cover everybody because it's hard
Yeah,
to miss
and
everybody. But a lot of people.
John took care of all the custodians,
And John.
getting them over there. And John has a tree in his house. He was
That-
there with us
yes.
and the whole time, so he's had his hands full. He was out there too. I just want to thank, like I said, the parish utilities for doing the
That
quick
too.
job they did. Sleeka, they did a good job. I had Paula Rome with Entergy. She was my contact. She had all the schools that she would check on as I'd call her trying to find when we were getting them. They did a quick response, and that's why we got to open the schools in 5 days, without a response of these people. All the first responders did for securing all of our infrastructure and everything. And by the way, there's a Hero Fest this weekend for our first responders at the Civic Center. If y'all would like to go to that, it'd be a great thing over there. It's going to be a great time. Like I said, Bubba mentioned Becky Bro, Allie, Dugas. We were on this thing since the storm, since the next morning of the storm, we've been in communication the whole time. Sandy for getting all this done in a short period of time, too. She did a great job. It was a lot. Everybody had to work together to make it work, and it worked. So I thank y'all, and that's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Poisson. And to you, Mr. Ogeron, thank you for hiring all the right people to get it all done.
They did a great job.
So,
no
great
doubt.
job.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Bruce, does he have something? He walked
I
in.
think he's good.
We're good,
But
Mr.
he was another one out there checking all the modulars, because that was a problem that we encountered, a lot of leaking in those, checked it all out, and he told me directly, said if it'd be his kid, he'd feel real comfortable about
Sending
them
him to
being
school.
in school
Good, good.
today. And that assured me that we were good to go.
Good. Any other architects, anyone else? Okay. There being no further business to come in front of the BFT committee, the meeting is adjourned. We'll go to finance whenever they're ready.